Okay. For some reason, I'm hearing like a echo on my end. Is anybody else hearing that? Okay, that's why I think you're probably hearing like you're seeing kind of a delay where I hear it multiple times. So I don't know why. Just having some technical challenges, but we're going to run with it. I think I am. I think I'm on record mode. Okay. Yes, I am on recording. Okay. So I want to welcome all of you, those that, took the time out of your day to be with us. Uh, we put a lot of effort into these, and you just never know who's going to show up. So we just want to get the education out there and help support people in their health. So I'm Catherine Pankey, if you don't know me. Um, and I have been using Young Living for about 4 years now, and it has totally changed my life. We are going to be talking about the topics bringing into a healthy lifestyle. And of course, you're here because you want to get more information and tips. And we've got chiropractor Dr. Caroline Nasif, who's got some really good education for us and lots of good stuff on natural remedies and also learning about the importance of a clean living lifestyle. Okay, so I want to tell you about my story first, where this all started. It all started where over the past year, I was having some sinus pressure, and then headaches come on. For about anywhere from 3 to 5 days, they would linger. So then I decided, okay, I was trying to treat it for just the sinus symptoms. And it wasn't really helping, but I thought, I'm just going to keep at it. So about in January, I decided to track it. And I was putting it on the calendar, and it started to populate. This is like 3 or 4 months later, January to now. Every 3 or 4 weeks, I was getting the sinus pressure and the headache. And I hadn't been going to any chiropractor in the meantime. But one day I was starting to walk and I was in a lot of pain and I was feeling it in the neck. And so I called my chiropractor and I said, "Do you have an opening?" And luckily they had it like within 40 minutes. I said, "Yes, I'm in so much pain. I need to get there." So I went and I had been seeing this chiropractor like prior, like a year and a half ago, and just had stopped and had also some acupuncture. But he had asked me if he could adjust my neck. And I was just not wanting to go there. I just, I had that fear of like just being adjusted in the neck area. So when I went to the chiropractor, you know, over the past month, let's say, I finally gave him permission to adjust my neck. So he did 3 adjustments and instantly I had a headache that day as well. And instantly the headache had gone away the first visit. So I haven't had any headaches since. And also, I should mention, I had a Reiki, session with Giovanna, and she helped as well. I felt like she just helped me release, the tension in my body, and I felt really good. Um, so, all these are natural remedies. So, to make a long story short, um, I also went to the ear, nose, and throat doctor, and he kind of just, dissed me, like released me, like I don't need to work with you. And it was because he said, you are not having ear, nose, and throat issues. You're having headaches. Well, he didn't know that it was from my neck, but just over my own process of elimination, I started realizing that it was my neck. And he also said that they do a lot of surgeries in the past where this would come up. People would have the sinus pressure and the headaches, and they would think it was ear, nose, and throat related, but it wasn't. And they would do the surgery, and it wouldn't take away the symptoms. So, that's why he felt like he couldn't help me. So, anyways, in talking to Caroline, she really kind of puts this all together, what happens and what happens to your body when you're having the sinus pressure, and it can seem like sinus issues, but it's related to, the spinal cord and the back and everything. So I wanted to introduce her so that she can explain a little bit about that, and how the brain connects to your spinal cord and your nerves, and kind of why that sinus pressure ties into that.
Thanks. Okay, so before I go into anything, I'll just give you a brief little background on me and who I am. I'm Caroline. I live in La Mesa, which is in San Diego. My husband and I are both chiropractors, and we've had our own practice for over 25 years, 26 years now. And just so you know, I have the Sacred Mountain blend diffusing in the diffuser behind me. And I put on a little bit of Northern Lights black spruce in my palms and inhaled it, because I do still get nervous when I sit here and talk on Zooms, even if there are only, 6 of us here, whatever. So both of those oils to me are extremely grounding. And so that's that with the oils. So also, I want to let you know that I tend to like to tell stories, and I go into a lot of detail, and sometimes I can just keep going. So if I do that, I will apologize right now. I will try to be succinct and focused. So anyway, just to let you know, over the years of having a practice, we have had a number of patients come to us and say, here, you need to, put these supplements in your office. You need to sell these to your patients, on and on and on. And I was always very resistant to it. And then a friend came and wanted to show me Young Living essential oils. And at first I was just kind of like, oh, okay, another network marketing thing that a patient wants to, basically sell me. So I sat and I listened to her, and I was super excited. And I will tell you, full disclosure, I bought my initial kit just because I wanted to have something that smelled nice, both in the office and at home, that didn't give me an instant headache. Because I'm super sensitive to scents, like scented things, and have been using unscented everything for years. So I was kind of excited. This is natural. Okay, it'll smell pretty. And then after I started using them, the therapeutic benefits became apparent very quickly. And so, that is basically the reason that I brought them into the office and started educating patients on them. So going to what Catherine was just talking about with sinuses, in chiropractic, we have a couple sayings actually. One is above, down, inside out. And that stands for basically that the power that runs and animates our body runs from above, down, inside out. It starts in our brain, it comes down the spinal cord, and it goes out the spinal nerves to every cell and tissue of the body. So your nervous system controls everything in your body. And when there's interference to the nervous system, then wherever that nerve goes, that part of the body is not going to function right. And it can create pain, which is probably the number one reason that people end up going to see a chiropractor. So it can create pain, but it can also create other symptoms without the pain. And so then you may not even be aware that there is a connection between what's going on in your spine and the nerves, and whatever this other symptom is. And when Catherine was first telling me about her experience, I told her about my father-in-law, who, my husband and I were probably we were practicing separately for probably about 3 or 4 years before we opened up our practice together. And that whole time, my husband was trying to get my father-in-law to come in and get adjusted, and he just wouldn't. But once we opened our own office, then he actually came in. And one thing that he had suffered from for years, chronic sinus infections that would take him down for like 3 to 5 days. And seriously, he had been dealing with this for like probably 20, 25 years. And he just knew that every year he was going to get at least one. Oftentimes he had like three during like cold and flu season. And anyway, once he started getting adjusted, they went away. And I think he had one like the first one, once he started getting adjusted, I think he had his first one like 2 years later. And it was minimal compared to what he used to get. So, that completely changed his outlook on the cause and effect type of thing. So, that's kind of how chiropractic can tie into other types of issues. And Catherine asked me to participate in this Zoom meeting with her so that I could talk a little bit about that. And when I mentioned the above, down, inside out, she was very intrigued by that. The other thing is the power that made the body heals the body. And again, once you take the interference away, then the body can actually work at its optimal level to heal, because your body wants to be healthy and it's going to work to get to that place of homeostasis. And if you remove the interference, it has an easier time doing that. Now, bring in essential oils and other natural remedies. Those things support your body getting to that place of homeostasis. So when this patient brought me the oils initially, I was like, oh, these smell pretty and they're not giving me a headache. Yay. But then once I started seeing the therapeutic benefits, it was just like, oh, this is amazing, because it was just a natural extension of not just what we do in our practice, what we educate our patients on, but also just our lifestyle, because we don't just treat people naturally, but we have always lived a very natural lifestyle. Basically reaching for natural remedies over going, towards drugs and that kind of thing. Basically, medications and drugs, they stop the communication between the brain and the body, but natural remedies often will support your body's system to bring back homeostasis and also basically take away symptoms. So the essential oils for me was just a natural extension of our lifestyle, and it was pretty much like a no-brainer. Yeah, this makes sense, and I'm going to incorporate it both in our life and in our practice. So that's what we did. Let's see. Sorry, give me one sec. Let me just look at my notes to make sure that I covered everything I wanted to cover there.
Well, right now we could probably do another drawing too.
Yeah, and that was pretty much what I wanted to cover there. I was going to talk about some other natural remedies, but let's do a drawing and then we can go into some other things that we can do to support our health.
Can you come up with a question for them, and maybe they can just type it in the chat and we can pick someone?
I should have written the question down before. Here's one. What does ADIO stand for? See if anybody remembers that.
Oh, we got one. Yep.
That one.
Yep. Liliana.
Nice job.
Yep. Above, down, in, out.
Yeah. Above, down, inside out.
Yay.
Okay. So Liliana will get a roller. Write that down. Okay. And then I think we're friends on Facebook, so you can just private message me your address and I'll send it to you.
Okay.
And oh, so you've already covered. Oh, how about Caroline? The next thing was going to be the natural remedies like meditation, breathing, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I was just going to talk a little bit about there is so much that goes into maintaining our overall health. And, again, going back to that above, down, inside out, it really is like the chiropractic philosophy and my philosophy that health comes from inside. It doesn't come from out there. So it doesn't come from, a pill, a potion, all that kind of stuff. But there are things, like I said, that do support from outside, that do support our bodies, such as the essential oils. They're from plants, and they have an energy to them, and we have an energy. So there's a frequency, energetic frequency, that basically runs and animates our body, and plants have also an energetic frequency. And so that's how you get that connection where it's supporting versus like creating, like a medication will actually have the purpose is to create some sort of reaction in the body. So that's very different. But when it comes to like our energetic frequency, we get sick or diseased when our energy frequency goes low. So if we maintain a high energetic frequency, we're going to basically be healthier, because anything that our body comes in contact with, we are going to be better able to fight it off. So things that really help keep us energetically high, of course, I'm going to say, first of all, chiropractic care. And then other things like therapeutic massage, Reiki, most definitely, acupuncture, all of those things, those body type work will definitely help increase our frequency or keep it up. Meditation, an excellent way to bring up our frequency, and it can be as little as 5 minutes a day. I don't have, well, I shouldn't say, okay, let me cancel that. Not that I don't have, the time to do 20, 30, 60 minutes of meditation. At this point, I haven't chosen to, do that amount of time, but I do meditate for 10 to 15 minutes every morning. And it just is a great way for me to start off my day, so that once I actually get into doing whatever it is I'm doing, I'm going out there already with my frequency up a little bit higher. At the same time that I do the meditation, I do some breathing techniques. And if you guys have heard of Wim Hof, um, he, gosh, I don't remember if he's from Austria. I think he's from Austria. But he's known as the Iceman. He does breathing techniques as well as cold plunges. Erica, you're smiling. Have you heard of him?
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Okay. So we have been following we as in me and my husband, we have been following like a lot of his techniques, and have definitely noticed just an improvement in mood, just our energy level, and also weight loss. And not necessarily so much weight loss as just like a slimming down of our body, a redistribution of body fat, something like that. My clothes are fitting much looser, and I haven't changed anything else. So that's a good thing. Anyway, so yeah, we'll do the cold plunges, we do the breathing techniques, and the meditation, and then of course, supplements. Now, again, my philosophy is that health comes from inside, not outside, but supplements definitely have a purpose in overall natural health. And, I do take a number of supplements every day that I feel are really important. Did you want me to go into that now, Catherine, or do you want to talk about that in a
Yeah,
little
no,
bit?
yeah, supplements definitely.
Okay, so important supplements are like a multi type of vitamin. Well, actually, okay, let me backtrack for a sec. I will go over the things that I take that I feel are important. And there are two that I take from Young Living that are a general overall support. One is called the Master Formula, and it's a little packet of 4 vitamins. And it's, you take that once a day, and it is really, like I said, it's a general, all encompassing type of vitamin, and it contains prebiotic in it. I'm sure you all have heard of probiotics, important for gut health. And I do specifically take a probiotic as well. The Life 9, Young Living's Life 9 is a probiotic that is excellent. Um, and the Master Formula has a prebiotic, which helps your gut manage and continue to maintain the healthy flora and basically use the probiotics that you're taking. So the master formula I feel is very important, and then also the Ningxia Red. And if anybody is like super new to Young Living and you've not heard of Ningxia Red, we can talk about that more another time. But that's like, we everybody in we just love the Ningxia Red. It's an antioxidant drink, so it's like a nutraceutical. It's you just take a shot or two a day, and it's absolutely amazing.
And it's a
Uh,
whole food supplement.
yeah, yeah. So those are two that are general that I highly recommend everybody take. And then there are targeted supplements based on what's going on with you. And this is, you need to know your body a little bit. You need to know kind of where you have some weaknesses. For me, digestive issues have, plagued me my entire life. And so I know that the probiotics is really important. So I also take the Life 9. At this past year, I was taking Inner Defense regularly the entire year. Inner Defense, they are gel caps that contain thieves essential oil, oregano, and thyme, all super, super fantastic to help immune support. So I was doing, everything possible to just strengthen my immune system as much as I could. Another one that's extremely important is the vitamin D. And I forget the actual name.
Super D.
Okay. I knew there was another word before the D, but I couldn't remember. But vitamin D, extremely, extremely important. Not just for what we've been dealing with this past year, but every cold and flu season. People who like start dropping every year or just know, okay, we're entering that time of year and I know I'm going to be down for a few days with the flu or whatever, absolutely need vitamin D. And in this country, the majority of people are vitamin D deficient. And part of it is because we spend so much time indoors working. Another part of it is that when we do go outside, we are all really good about putting sunscreen on, but the problem is that prevents our body from actually taking in the or taking in the sun's rays and making vitamin D. So we end up very deficient. And what's really interesting is that darker people, so I'm talking like your Mexicans and your blacks, actually often have a harder time making vitamin D from sunlight because they need to spend more time out in the sun than someone that's lighter or whiter. So that's just a interesting little tidbit there. So those were the supplements that I was going to talk about. Was there anything you wanted to add, Catherine?
I really like Sulfurzyme.
Oh
I
yeah.
use the powder because it does have a prebiotic in there as well. And over the not capsule, it's like a, what do you call that? A tablet that you take. Sometimes the powder goes out of stock more so than the tablet. It's kind of a big tablet. But anyways, I like it because it helps hair, skin, nails, and joints with the MSM.
Yeah.
It just, I used to have this trigger thumb that just, it was like just, it wouldn't move much. And so it's just totally made my joints very flexible and mobile. And I can tell if I haven't been on it a couple days. It's that powerful for me. So I put the powder, about a teaspoon of powder in my water, about a 25-ounce bottle of water. And it has that nice Ningxia wolfberry flavor. And I drink it every day, me and my husband both, because I don't know, we're in the 50 plus and our joints are starting to feel the wear and tear.
Yeah, that is another one I do as well. I mean, I'm a runner and hiking and cycling, and I mean, just very active. And I want to be able to continue that for, as long as I can.
Yeah,
So
I
I do the
know.
same. I take that every day. I actually like to mix it with my little shot of Ningxia Red.
Yeah, that's a
And
good,
then
yeah, I like to treat myself to that. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Although I like the Ningxia Red by itself in about an ounce or two and just shoot it because it tastes so good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, same. I do that sometimes, and then I'll add different essential oils just to make it fun. I like to add a couple drops of lime or a couple drops of orange, and then also cinnamon. So cinnamon essential oil is actually very anti-inflammatory. So if I've done a hard workout, I like to put in a couple drops of cinnamon in there.
Yeah, yeah, and tangerine. All the citrus ones
Mm.
are really good because when they help with your energy level, your mood, and they taste so yummy.
Yeah.
So I guess I was going to talk next a little bit about environmental toxins.
Hmm.
Because that really, clean living, the foods we partake of, organic foods, but just our environment in general. Environmental toxins are cancer causing chemicals and endocrine disruptors. They're either man made or they're naturally occurring. They harm our health by disrupting, some of those systems like our reproductive system, our neurological and immune system. So that's why Young Living has all like 600 plus products that are toxin free. That's why I love it because I go and I get all my stuff and I don't have to worry about reading ingredients. So, all these toxins are found in, your personal care products, found, gosh, they're in our water, they're in our cleaning products, they're in cosmetics, plastic bottles and containers. Um, One place that you can go on the internet to research ingredients is ewg.org. That's a good place to see what ingredients you shouldn't be, you know, using and all your products. But Young Living has a whole line of products, thieves products that are both personal care products and home cleaning. It's a whole line, and it's based off of the thieves ingredients: cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, lemon, and rosemary. And then it's plant based. So like the house care, the house cleaning products are plant based. So and they smell so yummy. It smells like fall. So that's what I just love, about going into Young Living with the makeup and the personal care and the cleansing product. I mean, just everything that you can imagine, even some of the food. We got, the Ningxia wolfberries, just a 2 pound bag of that, I think, one or 2 pound bag. Got einkorn flour, which is a lot healthier for you than regular wheat flour because it's not hybridized like wheat out there. Like uh, I think it's 44 chromosomes are in regular wheat products, and this is only 14. And so it's easier on the digestive system to to digest this einkorn flour. So I love it. The best time to get it though is it's seasonal, is July, August, because right now it's out of stock. A lot of it is out of stock. So you know, you want to just try to get as much as you can in that period of time. Stock it for the year. And let's see. Oh, I wanted to mention Giovanna's book. Let me break it down for you. She also talks about environmental toxins. She talks about frequencies and a little bit on what, you know, Caroline talked about, you know, the frequencies and the megahertz and like where you're at a healthy state versus unhealthy state. She talks a lot and it's so easy to read. It's, gosh, how many pages is it? 100.
86 of actual context.
Yeah, 86 of actual context. And it's just so easy to read. And, you know, it's got some pictures in here. Really, I love the artist. She does it. She was actually on one of our Zoom calls, wasn't she?
Yeah, she might.
Yeah. So,
Giovanna, can you put the title
oh,
of
yeah,
the book
sorry.
in the chat?
Yeah, definitely.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. So while I'm doing that, do you have anything to add on that, Caroline, about the, you know,
Yes.
all that? Okay.
When you were talking about the thieves, I was just like, oh my gosh, yes, thieves, everything thieves. But I just wanted to point out the whole scented thing, and that I've been having to use unscented products for years and years because I just get an instant headache. Cleaners, oh my gosh, have been like the worst thing ever for me, just because, and even cleaners that are marketed as natural or clean or green. I mean, not all of them, but some of them still have actual chemicals in them that would just give me an instant headache. And there's one in particular that is marketed, I won't say what brand it is, but it is marketed as an all natural product. And I am not joking, 2 sniffs and I'm like, boom, I have a headache, and I'm like a migraine headache. And I kept telling my husband, this is not a natural cleaner. I can tell because it gives me a headache. So you had mentioned the EWG like website. There's also an app that you can get on your phone called Think Dirty. So I just refer to it as the Think Dirty app. I love this app because like if I'm at the store and I need to buy something, you know, if I need to get something because I just ran out, my order's not here yet, whatever, I can take the app and scan the barcode. And if the product is in their, what do you call it? Like their database, it'll come up and tell you if it's clean, if it's in between, or if it's toxic. And they're rated. So 1, 2, 3 is clean. 4, 5, 6 is like, you know, it's not great, but it's not horrible. And then 7, 8, 9 or whatever, that's red. And those you want to avoid because they're considered very toxic. So this quote, all natural cleaner that I had been saying, no, there's chemicals in it. I did it with Think Dirty app. And yeah, it's like rated an 8 or a 9, depending on which individual product in their line you're actually looking at. And so it's really, really important, you know, to either use a site that you trust, you know, if you have the time and the desire, look up the individual ingredients because these chemicals that we are using are carcinogens, endocrine disruptors, neurotoxins. We are basically slowly killing ourselves with the use of all these chemicals. And I mean, actually, my husband and I were just talking yesterday about the massive decline in sperm counts that we are seeing. And, you know, they're like scientists are trying to figure out, okay, so, you know, when did this first start? What's causing it? And, you know, I just personally, I have a feeling it's going to come back to a lot of the chemicals that we use because it is pervasive in every aspect of our life. in our personal care products, like you were saying, in makeup. Oh my gosh. In the future, we'll have to do a Zoom on makeup because I don't have the stats in front of me right now, but the numbers are crazy as far as like in Europe, they allow a lot fewer chemicals in women's cosmetics than they do here. And then Young Living in their cosmetics cut that number, the lower number, even drastically. So, for years, I really didn't wear a lot of makeup because I was just like, no, it's so full of, a whole bunch of crap. And I didn't want to put that on my skin because our skin just absorbs it, and goes right into our bloodstream. So anyway, started playing around with the Young Living's makeup and I'm like, oh, I love this. It's fun. But anyway, that was all I wanted to say about it. I wanted to let you guys know about the Think Dirty app because I have found it very beneficial. And again, All Thing Thieves is just amazing. And I use the Thieves Cleaner for so many different things. And I just remembered, Erica, that I told you I would send the soft scrub recipe. And I just remembered right now that I hadn't sent it. I will either send you the recipe or I will tag you in the post in the oil bar. I think there's a post in there. So keep an eye out for one or two of those things.
Yeah, and with this cleaner, it just cleans everything: mirrors, windows, countertops, toilets. I even put it in my dishwasher, and you can even add some vinegar. But with that soft scrub, I clean the sinks and anything, porcelain, tubs, and it's got just baking soda and the thieves concentrate, liquid, and water. I mean,
and lemon. I add lemon essential oil.
Okay.
Also.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, but yeah, I really like that.
Yeah. And then again, to add to what Caroline said about just being exposed to these chemicals, bad chemicals, if you think about 180 to 300 different products in a day that you're being exposed to, compounded daily, and over time, over years, that's a lot of being exposed. And these companies out there are thinking that just, we're at the basic level of what we can put out there that is in their, policy, normal limits, but compounded with all the other products that we're using is huge. And it's going to be really detrimental to our health, in our 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, if we make it to that long, right? And then one last thing about that is the movie Stink. I don't know if any of you have heard of it, but I watched it through Amazon Prime, and it's a gentleman who produced it who lost his wife to cancer, and then his two girls he was left with they got a package in the mail each of pajamas, and they go, Daddy, these pajamas really smell. We didn't want to put them on, and it was this company that just laced them in chemicals, and they were flammable. And he took a lot of research and effort and time and going through the right people to find out through a lab, that these pajamas were just not good, made in China. Right. So anyways, watch the movie Stink. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty eye-opening. But we wanted to keep this.
Yes. Yeah, we're at 7
hour.
Yeah, because we started at 6:30, so we have another 12 minutes.
Right. And we definitely want to take questions. But there was other thing that I wanted to cover. And what we were basically with today, with the theme of spring into healthy lifestyle, we wanted to try and cover generally just a lot of different aspects of our overall health. And so I just really want to touch on quickly our emotional health. And for me, I will say that when my very first oil that made me just go, oh my gosh, there really is something to these. It's a blend and it's called Joy. And I started diffusing it just because I thought it smelled really good. And so I diffused it in the morning. And then I read, after like the first day, I read that that's a really good oil to put over your heart, and that it is actually supposed to instill feelings of joy in you. So I was like, okay. And I also read it, because it's very floral, it's wonderful to use as a perfume. So I was like, fantastic. I can wear perfume after, again, years and years of not wearing anything. So I put a little over my heart and I'd have it in the diffuser. And 3 days of doing this, and all of a sudden I realized, oh my gosh, I was walking around my kitchen, truly like whistling, humming, just like la la la, all of a sudden. And I describe it as, I felt like Snow White walking through the forest with the birds chirping around my head, just singing a happy tune. And it was just amazing to me. So for me, using the oils for emotional support is hands down the best thing ever. That's like, I use the oils and oil infused products to support my physical health, but when it comes to like my emotional health, that's where I notice this drastic what do you call it, benefit, improvement, whatever. So I just wanted to touch on that really quickly, because so many of the oils have these wonderful emotional, like supporting benefits. And to get those, it's often best to breathe them in, whether it's from your hands, whether it's from the diffuser. Um, but it's the aromatic aspect of the oils, and the molecules are so small, they just go up into the brain. They can pass the blood brain barrier. They go right into our limbic system, which is responsible for our emotions. And so they can have an almost immediate effect on our emotions. So I just absolutely love using the oils for that. So I just wanted to throw that in there. If you have anything else, Kathleen, that you wanted to add to that before we go to questions?
No, we should probably, I mean, the only thing I could say is, yeah, my mood has been changed like pretty quickly within minutes. What is it? Panaway? Gosh, it's not only helped for a headache for myself, it's also helped with like if you're overwhelmed and just, there's too much going on. It's just totally just relaxed everything, and you just start feeling like, oh, okay, I'm okay. So it's amazing. And I think some of the other oils out there, they're more aromatic, instead of really result oriented, like going right in, and they're so pure. They don't have any talking about chemicals and other stuff. Like, some of the oils out there are fabricated in a lab. They've added pesticides and other fragrance. I like that one. We haven't talked about that other fragrance in everything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah. And I sound like my daughter right now. Wait, one more thing. You mentioned Panaway. Now, for me, Panaway is like, it's one of my go-tos for like physical pain, whether it's muscle pain, joint pain. I use it all the time for that. But your story and me basically telling you my number one way that I use it is the perfect example of, there is no right or wrong. And these, the oils, like one particular oil may be talked about, oh, you have to use this for whatever, but it could have so many other benefits because of how it reacts to your body, how your body, or how it reacts in your body and how your body responds to it. So the number one thing I tell people is just start playing around with them. If you go to your oils, like you want to put something in the diffuser, let your intuition guide you and put in whatever is calling to you, whatever is jumping out at you. Because your body knows, and it will kind of guide you to whatever it is that you need. And the aroma, even if it's if it's the Panaway that most people use topically for pain, you can still get these amazing benefits from the aromatic aspect of it. So just wanted to add that.
That was a good addition. So does anyone have any questions? Oh, what are the 5 oils? Valor, Joy, White Angelica, Harmony. Oh, for what? The feelings kit or what?
Yeah, but I think that is 5, isn't it? Valor, Joy.
That's 4.
Isn't there one more?
Are you talking about feelings kit?
No, that protocol.
Oh,
Gary's Great Day Protocol.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think there is 5.
Or then, is that what they are?
I can look it up right now real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah, you put Harmony on the belly or the belly button. You put White Angelica around the, the top of the head and then around the rest of your body. Joy for the heart, Valor, right on your wrist. I think that's it. Yeah, because I use that a lot. It doesn't look like anything is missing on that.
Okay. I for some reason I thought it was 5, but no, I think I counted wrong when I sent you the rest of the message.
Yeah, I think it's only 4. Yep. So any other questions from anyone else? Could be anything that we've talked about or supplement or oil related.
Or something we didn't talk about.
Yeah. Oh, we are going to have another one of these. The next one is going to be Tuesday, May 11th. And Marisol and I are going to be doing this on defense and immunity. And then Caroline and I are going to come back around, I don't know, in the next coming weeks on sleep.
Yeah, that's Wednesday. It's a Wednesday, isn't it?
Did we already come up with a date?
I thought we did.
Oh, we did. It was the following week, not next week, but the following one. So let me look at
The 19th.
The
I think
19th.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have a few coming up. So yeah, this coming Tuesday on defense and immunity, and then the following Wednesday, the 18th, we'll be doing it on sleep.
Yeah, and there are different topics that we can like do more deep dive in, like if you are more interested in oils and emotions, we're doing that sleep one. Also digestive health. Trying to think of some of the other ones that.
Everything about thieves or Ningxia Red.
Yeah. So we will keep you guys posted as far as, what's coming forward and what topic we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
I
All
actually
right,
have can I ask you something real quick?
Oh
Of
yeah,
course.
sure, Erica.
It's probably way off topic, but I have an old, I don't know where I'm supposed to look, an old cat that's she has some allergy issues, some breathing issues. Is there any oil that you say completely avoid? I know there's a long list that should not be used near
For
cats.
cats?
Yeah.
Oh, no eucalyptus and no citrus oils.
Citrus, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the best thing for pets is if you put the bottle near their nose and they walk away, turn away, they don't like it. But for cats, another good one is Peace and Calming, on the back of their fur.
You have to be careful with Peace and Calming on cats because there's some stuff in there that is also toxic to them.
Really? Because it's been okay.
I talked to my vet about using that around Bandit because we were having problems during the move, and she read the label, and there's some floral in there that is not good for cats. You have to be really careful because when you put them in the diffusers, even though as small as the particles are, when they come down on the ground, the cats get them on their feet and then they lick them, and it can be really dangerous.
Wow. Yeah, that's a new one because I've heard like calming dogs down during this July 4th.
And I even with Raylin's dog, I did the with Peace and Calming, because I gave her a bottle for her dog, and we put that near her nose, and that dog just started to growl.
Okay, well, that right there, right there. If they turn away and they're great, yeah, that's definitely do not.
Yeah.
You do got
Dogs and cats react differently to different oils. So there's actually more on the danger list for cats than there are dogs.
right, and
Yeah.
it makes sense because they're smaller usually, right? I mean,
It's not just that, it's that their body processes it differently than dogs. And so that's why they have a harder time with it. I guess physically they just can't process it the
They-
same.
I think lavender and
more-
pepper also are not for cats
Well,
too.
Also, their liver and their kidneys work
Yep.
a lot differently than a dog. And so, I mean,
Okay.
they're just real touchy.
okay,
I brought up a
What-
big one.
Well, I was
yeah,
going to say, we're going to have to do an oil and pets,
Yeah.
and we'll have to get Catherine, we'll have to get Dawn Celapino to join us,
yes, yeah,
because she has done a lot of oil and pet research. So
Yes.
she would be a great person to have join us on that.
Mhm.
I will tell you, Erica, that while there is a long list of oils to avoid, I personally know a number of people who they diffuse whatever they want, and their cat either lays right next to the diffuser if it's
Right.
something they like, or they get up and they go in the other room and they're fine. So I think it's really important to just keep an eye on your cat if you're diffusing stuff. Always make sure that they have the opportunity to go into a different room, that kind of thing.
yeah, don't confine them to where the door is locked or closed behind.
But
Right.
the other thing to remember is that the area around the diffuser can also become dangerous, just from the particles coming down into the air, the moisture coming down.
Right.
Okay, well, that's good to know. The other thing is we have a book specifically on pets, and it's through the Life Science Publishing. If you can still get it, because gosh, there was a lot of things that they're redoing, but see if you can still get it. It's a pet's desk reference, pet desk reference.
Erica,
Hmm.
I'm going to add you right now to a Facebook group. It's an older one. I don't know. Oh, someone just posted in there in April. I see a few posts.
Oh, good. Yeah, there is a few pet groups. That's
Yeah,
one.
but this one's called Point, Scratch, and Sniff.
Yes.
And it's all about essential oils for your pets. And they
Okay.
address dog, cats. You can go in there and ask, whatever questions, but I'll add you to that group right
Thank you.
now. You're welcome.
Now, Caroline, there's someone on here that's Manami Newman. Do
Yes.
you know-
Yes.
You do.
Yeah, I
Okay, I
invited
just
her.
wanted because I saw the name and I'm like, it didn't register. Okay.
Hi, Miname. She jumped on late. Turned out that hi. Anyway, she had to jump on, or she couldn't be here right on time, so she jumped on late and
Okay.
never got to say hello.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, anything else? Because we're right at about 7:33, so that's about an hour.
How about any other giveaways?
Yeah, we could do another giveaway. Do we want to do another question?
No, we don't have to. You can
No?
just
Okay.
randomly.
How about Pam? Was Pam? There's a Pam on here. Pam
Yep.
Leninger.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. You're
now we
muted.
see her. Now she
yeah, we-
pops on. Oh no.
Of course.
Actually, I think you were on in the beginning. Then you popped.
I was,
off.
yeah.
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 Yeah. You've been
I'm
on.
kind of camera shy.
You were on the whole time.
Yes, I was.
Okay. All right. Well, that's awesome. Well, we hope to see you
Cool.
back if you can make it for any of the upcoming ones, and hope you gain some knowledge and something new for the day.
Definitely.
Are you gonna have, are they all gonna be at 6:30? Do you know?
I know the Tuesday one's at 6:30. Caroline, do you want to still stick with 6:30 for the Wednesday?
Yeah, if that works. We were going to switch up a day and just do it on a Wednesday instead of a Thursday to see if,
Oh, yeah,
more
sure. Like,
people.
yes, do the same time, but just do a different day.
Right. So the 6:30 work for you guys, okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Okay. All right.
And
So
we
we'll
will
be
keep it
letting you
then.
know. We'll be sending you the link, and thank you everyone for attending.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you for all the
Thank
information.
you.
You're welcome. It was nice to meet you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
I got to figure out how to do this.